Hi, this is Christian and welcome to NFL Updates Express, your weekly dose of NFL news, coming your way Week 15 predictions. It's a great matchup on Sunday Night Football when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Dallas Cowboys. Now the Buccaneers are surprisingly tied with the Atlanta Falcons atop the NFC South, and a win here against a great Cowboys team would do wonders for their chances of winning the division. For the Cowboys, they're most likely locked in at a number 1 seed, but they still have a little bit of work to do, and after a minor setback against their division rival in the New York Giants, they'd like to get this win to clinch a first-round bye and the NFC East division. This should be a pretty tough game for the Cowboys, though, because I think the Buccaneers match up very well against them. The Buccaneers defense has played very well, and the Bucs as a team have won 5 straight games and have a lot of confidence on their offense. They have Mike Evans, Doug Martin, and Jameis Winston all dominating in these past 5 games. I think it should be pretty competitive and expect more Ezekiel Elliott, but ultimately, I'm taking the big upset as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will defeat the Dallas Cowboys. Dylan's prediction is the Dallas Cowboys. The next matchup takes place in Mile High when the Denver Broncos take on the New England Patriots. Now, the last time these two teams met, it was for a trip to the Super Bowl with the Broncos coming out on top by 2 points. And this time, the Patriots are looking for revenge. Now, the Broncos aren't as great of a team as they were last year when they won the Super Bowl, but they're still talented, they still have an amazing defense, and they still have the upper hand on Tom Brady and the Pats. For some reason, Brady has struggled his entire career against this Denver Broncos team, and I don't think this game will be much different. The Patriots have a lot of weapons on offense, even though with Gronk not in the fold, Martellus Bennett still fits this offense pretty well, and Julian Edelman is also a great complement to their other great receivers with Malcolm Mitchell, a great rookie who's really coming into his own. For the Broncos to win, they have to establish a running game with Devontae Booker, a rookie as well from Utah, and they'll really need to have a solid game against the Patriots to establish Trevor Siemian to try to make some great plays in the air to Emmanuel Sanders and also Demaryius Thomas. I think this should be a pretty close game like most Patriots versus Broncos games are, but ultimately, I see the New England Patriots getting revenge and beating the Denver Broncos. Dylan's prediction is the Denver Broncos. It's a great matchup when the Detroit Lions take on the New York Giants. Now, both teams come into this game with an identical 9-4 record, and both teams are also coming off of beating a division foe in a tight game, both by 3 points, 20-17 for the Lions over the Bears, and also the Giants winning their game 10-7 at MetLife Stadium. And this will also be at MetLife Stadium in a very, very good game. Both teams know how to win in clutch games in the fourth quarter, and Detroit is known as the king of the comebacks. They've won 8 fourth quarter games after trailing, and I expect this game to be no different. The Giants have great receivers, and so do the Lions, with Marvin Jones and Golden Tate on the Lions, and also Giants have Victor Cruz, Odell Beckham Jr., and Sterling Shepard. This should be a very entertaining game, but ultimately, I see the home team and the New York Giants coming out on top. Dylan's prediction is the New York Giants. In the final spotlight game of the week, it's the Indianapolis Colts as they take on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, both teams are fighting for their playoff lives, with the Colts coming off of a devastating loss to their rivals and the Houston Texans, and now sitting at a 6-7 record. They really need a big upset win over the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are at 7-6 and still have a minuscule chance of winning the NFC North if they can win out and Detroit can lose a couple of games, but they're really having to do some work. But they have some good news, and they have Adrian Peterson, who's coming off their star running back. And if anyone can get this Minnesota jump started, then it's him. Adrian Peterson is the lifeblood of the Minnesota Vikings. He brings confidence into this offense, and maybe if he has a great game against the Colts, that could propel them to maybe a winning streak, and maybe they can sneak in the playoffs. After their 5-0 start, they would love to somehow make it in at this point. This should be a pretty good game. T.Y. Hilton and Andrew Luck should have a good show, matched up against Xavier Rhodes, the great corner for the Minnesota Vikings. But overall, I think I'm going to take the home team, the Vikings, to come out on top. Dylan's prediction is the Minnesota Vikings. Player of the Week is Miami Dolphins backup quarterback Matt Moore. Now, after Ryan Tannehill suffered a knee injury against the Arizona Cardinals last week, Matt Moore had to step in and deliver a great drive which set up the game-winning field goal for the Dolphins to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Now it's up to Matt Moore to see if the Dolphins can win their next couple of games and sneak in at the 6th seed for the AFC. Can Matt Moore do it? We'll find out. Another week down in the NFL books, and here's how the scores went for Week 14. With the Panthers over the Chargers 28-16, the Lions over the Bears 20-17, the Chiefs over the Raiders 21-13, the Steelers over the Bills 27-20, the Titans over the Broncos 13-10, the Redskins over the Eagles 27-22, the Dolphins over the Cardinals 26-23, the Bengals over the Browns 23-10, the Texans over the Colts 22-17, the Vikings over the Jaguars 25-16, the Jets in overtime over the 49ers 23-17, the Buccaneers over the Saints 16-11, the Falcons over the LA Rams 42-14, the Packers over the Seahawks 38-10, the Giants over the Cowboys 10-7, and the Patriots on Monday Night Football over the Ravens 30-23. The most entertaining game was Ravens versus Patriots, and the upset of the week was Titans over the Broncos. My prediction record for Week 14 was 11-5. Dylan's was 9-7. My record prediction for the entire year is 118, 91, and 2. Dylan's is 110, 99, and 2.